Greetings everyone, here's Lodric again, and this is a game War in the Pacific Admits Edition. This is my play-by-email match against KilRoy. He's the commander of the Allied Forces, and for me it is the Empire of Japan. This is the game version 27, so the new extended map. And KilRoy also got the working American torpedoes to boost his fighting abilities. This is the day after the airstrike between Hornet and the Japanese Pacific Carrier Division, with a, I think, successful outcome for me. This is one of my support convoy troop ship get intercepted by 2 American destroyers. So the first time that KilRoy find my supply line, and I have here only normally anti-submarine vessel to protect. This will not end well, but so far the Allies are not really able to inflict heavy damage, so maybe there's a possibility to escape. This is here north of Marshall Islands, but here also I think the American British carriers are coming, so I'm not so sure if I can escape. I tried to run, I took this island with my units, so this is the invasion fleet more or less. Then KilRoy show up, and I stopped the unloading immediately and try to escape west, but these ships can only make 2 hex per turn or per pulse, so I'm maybe not out of range in time, but yeah. Maybe I can escape, we will see. Ongoing submarine warfare on Pearl Harbor. And there's Allied ship sinking, but if this is now Hornet or Sumatra, hard to say. And this is Colombo port. There's an enemy corvette coming. Maybe KilRoy try to find here some cargo ships, but here's a patrol boat. And they engage each other. This is so... I think both have similar firepower. But the patrol boat is still only a cargo ship. Civilian ship, and corvette is a military purpose-built ship, so maybe still more powerful. And this is now my patrol boat. Find the enemy cargo task force. But yeah, again, patrol boats are more or less only for information and detection, not really for fighting. Okay, now my patrol boat get intercepted by these 2 destroyers. And this is then the end of my patrol boat. Okay. And my running cargo ships was not able to escape completely. Destroyers catching up. Now it's daytime, so nothing more to hide. No darkness to cover.
Hello, you fighting orphans of the Pacific. This is your favorite enemy, Orphan Anne, at Radio Tokyo, with music to lift your spirits and words to depress your morale. But first, Imperial General Headquarters announced today that the Imperial Navy has achieved another great victory near Wake, with the sinking of 2 carriers a battleship, and numerous cruisers and destroyers.
So, yes. I mean, there are no wrong information because we don't talk about Japanese losses. There are no Japanese losses. And there are many Allied destroyers are close to sinking. So, no lies in this war on the Japanese side. Yeah, maybe this convoys may be lost, but yeah, it's war and this is frontline duty. It can always happen. Nothing to really worry and cry too much over. Unluckily, there may be some of my scout airplanes getting intercepted over Nomaya again. And my carriers are still detecting the enemy APs in Nomaya port. This could be now the only problem that at the one side I have normally the more juicy target Nomaya and sinking the cargo ships and APs. And Hornet is maybe trying to escape west coast or west to the east coast of Australia and reach the shipyard of Sydney. So I cannot really strike both locations at the same time. I could split up my carriers, but I don't want this. And no, for me, Hornet is out of action. Even if it's not sinking, it's too damaged to take part of any battle soon. So more present and important location is maybe Nomaya, trying to stop unloading and cripple more Allied shipments in. So a lot of ships are in Port Nomaya. But weather interfere. Now I send out of Comax first some sweep to reduce the cap fighter presence over Nomaya. Enemy Wildcats cannot hold. This will hopefully allow me to get some airstrikes without too high losses for my carriers. But first out of Luganville, my long-range torpedo bombers. Maybe KilRoy already sent out his AP east because he knows he cannot stay longer in Nomaya. But this is why you need torpedo bombers with range. And you can always intercept this kind of ships. So this AP go down. And this is all equipment maybe KilRoy was not able to unload in Nomaya in time. And he lost now 3 APs with guns and vehicles. And 2 more ships are dead. Or at least close to sinking. But these are all strike aircraft out of Luganville, so not carriers. Still, as a Japanese player, I think these long-range torpedo bombers or torpedo boats, flying boats, they're really powerful, similar to Catalinas, but with even greater range. But you must really make sure that there's no enemy cap fighter. So you must play with the range you can fly, or they will easily be defeated by small allied fighter groups. So this is a close air combat support. and the Australian, British, American Air Force, whatever, also inflicting casualties on my poor Japanese ground forces. But so far, it's always disabled mostly. And I have enough supplies to rebuild these disabled units back to active. There's a small airstrike coming from my carriers. It's always depending how many ships this task force want to attack. And maybe this was only 2 ships. I finished them off just barely in time before the vehicles can land on in Nomaya. But there must be tanks. I think often they are only trucks, support trucks, engineer trucks, something like this. So the President Polk is still here, but no more. This ship is also dead. So this is a day of the thinking for my troop transports, but these are all small AKs, and KilRoy lost a lot of APs. Even if I was not able to intercept the landing directly, but in the future I don't must worry this kind of ships more. So I would still say this was a successful air battle so far for me, but no sight of Hornet. Hornet is missing. And bad weather. Every player must know that you cannot rely on purely air power if you try to spring a trap or something like this. If bad weather ground your aircraft, then sometimes the trap can also play against you. So keep in mind simply that this can happen, that you don't get air power support. Catalina's again trying to sneak in and to attack Comac, but my Zeros are still here and intercept this attack. Catalina's or Japanese flying boats, Mavis, it's the same. If there's an interceptor, it's no way to really hit something. So 3 torpedo bombers going for 1 burning destroyer, and this destroyer is already so slow and maybe already dead. Now immediately sink after 1 hit. Done. And 10 dive bombers, 1 go for Nomaya. If there's something, also burning AP. 6 bomb hits cannot sink this AP directly, but it's crippled and burning now. And more equipment lost for KilRoy. Nomaya is more or less also under siege, similar to Marshall Islands. KilRoy can hold the base, but he cannot support this base more. It's a question of time. Sooner or later, I think the allies will starve. Or, what also likely can be happened is that KilRoy must bring his full navy strength to Nomaya to break the siege. I bring here some navy guard unit to take the source end of Ceylon. And I'm also at Coco Island. Okay, good. More bombardments. Only bombardments so far. Let's inflict damage. Or in Nanchang, more or less. Make sure that the Chinese army is always low on supplies. The Mongolian division also strike again. Blow up the next fort. And prepare for to move forward again. This is only bombardment. Ah yeah, the 48th division I sent to Hanoi to recapture the city. They're also able to destroy this already broken Chinese army group. Coco Island is empty, so I can take it. And there's again only bombardments. So yesterday was a Hornet, the victim of the Japanese air power, and today I was able to more or less wipe out most of this, I think, Allies AP ships. That was successful, and I think there was nearly no Allied aircraft in the air to stop and inflict damage on my strike craft. So I would say the air losses must be easily for me in favor. And 37, this sounds now like, yeah. Okay, this is now indication, a heavily indication of the game that I mean, two options. Hornet sunk with the Devastators and Helldrivers is possible, or there was a cargo ship somewhere loaded with this kind of airframes and sunk. This I cannot split. Anyway, the game, this is fixed numbers, this is always Fog of War, so 37 against 9 is a good kill ratio. This I can say for sure. And out of these 9 airframes, I lost only 2 pilots. This is also a very good ratio of lost airframes to pilots. Compared to yesterday, it was a little more tough. But again, yesterday I was still successful, even if I lost a lot of airframes and pilots. I was able to cripple the Allied carrier fleet. And today it's yeah, I lost here 1-2 cargo ship. I always this is this 10-point patrol boats. I always convert to cargo ships. I think this is makes much more sense to use this for cargo ships, not for patrol boats. I lost also a more normal patrol boat and one of my better ocean-going deep water subchasers. But again, this is all cheap equipment compared what the Allies lost. Confirmed sinking, there can be more. So this is this good American destroyers. One less again. And we have here at least 2 Navy purpose-built troop transport ships. So this American, or this President Jackson class APs. You can see that they're APs, not XAP, so they're built for the Navy, purpose-built, not converted. This is converted APs. Big difference is maybe, yeah, it's always hard to see. Yeah, but normally you can see the durability, so the hit points. Purpose-built ships have normally the tendency to have more durability compared to civilian ships, because, yeah, but roughly speaking. So land battles or change of strategic situation is here in Mongolia. I was able to inflict some casualties, blow up the fort, so I believe that maybe next turn I can storm the city. There's normally nothing here for KilRoy more to stop me. There's no link of supply and reinforcements my division will simply take all of Inner Mongolia over time. And yeah, you can see that my force is already reaching here, this next city. So I also take this one. Then it's a complete split between supplies. There's nothing more. These are all now isolated unit. I must take them out sooner or later. Of course, it's maybe not possible to take on this super big army in Chongqing, but if they don't have really enough supplies and they cannot attack me, then maybe this Chinese army will stay here forever. I don't know. And I completely crashed this Chinese invasion army for Vietnam. This operation is done. I bring here some small contingent of new fighting equipment and Navy Guard units to help me here. So I won't normally pick the center and source of Ceylon and then maybe also clean up the north. So that Ceylon is completely under Japanese control. I don't really must go for India. I don't have the forces left. I have too much in the Pacific area that I can really conquer India. I don't need to take this. I must only hold Burma and Ceylon, and this is enough for me. Anything else here? Yeah, I arrive here, so next turn I can attack. Maybe I can catch still some Australian units retreating. Coral Sea, again, New Caledonian was a big battlefield. My subs are missing everything, but also the allied subs missing my carriers, luckily. And this is for sure the enemy carrier task force retreating. Maybe I can try to hunt them down, but I think it's not a necessary. I know that the carrier is dead or out of action. Maybe it's better to fall back to Rabaul and refit and rearm, because there's not more much else. This is all retreating east now. More important is there was the American carrier task force here and I cannot see them more. So they disappeared. But it's likely that they may be going southeast here somewhere, I don't know. And I must maybe bring back my carriers, because I lost Akagi. Akagi is damaged and back to Japan. So I have here only 300 aircraft. And if there are 3 American carriers, then they have the equal strength. So I have still maybe the better pilots and the better airframes, or at least. Yeah, but it could be still dangerous for me. The problem is if I lose my carriers and they are lost, I cannot rebuild them. The Allies will rebuild so many carriers in 43, 44. They can replace everything in the long run. Good, this is enough. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.